What's up, everybody? Here we are again, y'all. I need everybody out there to snap your fingers like this, bob your head like that. Come on and let's bounce. Welcome to another edition of Funk from the Front Seat. 9 on the Grind TV right here every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got a real special guest for you today. All right? In the house, live, right here from North Carolina, we have the lovely, the talented, the spiritual, the amazing Linda Tello is in the house, and she's going to be kicking some real truth for you today. But before we get started, y'all know how we do. New York, you in the house. Long Island, where you at? Philadelphia, what's up? Dr. Brookenstein. Ohio, what's up, Brenda? I met somebody from Oregon yesterday. Yo, that's what's up, Oregon. Pennsylvania, what's up, Mike Hampton? Detroit, what's up, Gabe? Texas, what's up, Sonia? What's up, Dr. Da Vinci? What's up, April? Georgia, what's up? What's up, Q&A? Afterglow 92416, what's happening? Kentucky, what's up? North and South Carolina, what's up, Virginia? Love you, fam. Now I need you to just snap your fingers like this. What do we want? We want justice, y'all. You know how that goes. Dumpster Funk bringing us in today with the lovely Linda Tello's in the house. So I need y'all to be active on the chat line and make sure you give this woman a nice welcome, y'all. California, West Coast, Utah, Oklahoma, where you at, Louisiana? Minneapolis, MPLS. Purple love to you in Nevada. Much respect and peace to Joanne. Love you out there. Oh, I see y'all bumping your shoulders. I see you. I see you out there. Funk from the Front Seat is upon you. Woo! Yeah, now you can clap your hands. Ain't that right, Oak Town? Yeah, y'all did the Super Bowl right. Congrats. Congrats to LA Rams and much big up Cincinnati, Ohio Bengals, y'all. I love y'all out there. What's up, Bootsy? What's up, Patty? That's right, David Webb, Funk Chronicles, I got you. Canada, Dubai, Hawaii, Samoa wins, doing the humpity hump. Tokyo, Angyang say yo. Japan, what's up? China, special shout out. We don't want no war over there, y'all. You know what I'm talking about. What's up, Russia? Y'all keep it cool, all right? You got enough ruble? You all right? Justice all around the world, y'all. Over there in Egypt, I got you. Oh, yes, Israel, I got you. What's up, Aunt Kit? How you doing in India? I got you. We got you right here, y'all. Come on. Justice all around the world, y'all. Shout out to Strong Island, Bayshore, my hometown. Queens, y'all. What's up, Queens? What's up, Brooklyn? What's up, Bronx? Staten Island, the Shaolin. All right, welcome to another edition of Funk from the Front Seat. Live on 9 on the Grind TV. Our great producer, host back there, keeping it funky, keeping it classy, keeping it all that good stuff sassy. Mr. Mark Lee is behind the glass. So thank you, Mr. Mark, for making sure everything runs smoothly. And right now, without further ado, our very special guest today. This woman is amazing. You guys are going to learn a lot on this show today. The lovely, the talented, the beautiful, the entrepreneurial shit. Linda Tello is in the house. What's up?
What's up? What's
How
new?
are you?
Thank you for that very nice introduction.
You're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. And thank you for joining us on Funk from the Front Seat. You look lovely, and I'm glad I got a chance to really get a chance to meet you and talk with you and speak with you and talk about all kinds of good things that you're going to lay on the crowd today. And don't forget, you guys stay active on the chat line. We're going to be running Linda's stuff across the bottom of the screen. So you guys can check out all her information, follow her. She's got some serious real talk that she get ready to get into. And welcome, Linda, the 1099 ladies. You are the founder and owner. So tell us a little bit about your background before we even get started, my dear.
So I was a self-employed financial advisor. I was trying to join other networking groups that cost money, and the seat was always taken, or they picked somebody else. And I remember thinking, I can't be the only person experiencing this, and I need to network to grow my business. Because when you're self-employed, you quickly learn. Going out into the world and finding your customers can become a full-time job that you have little time left over to do whatever it is you're trying to promote. Doesn't matter what it is, right? So networking is crucial to growing your business. I decided to form my own networking group and fix what I perceived as broken with these other groups. First thing I did is get rid of all the fees and dues. You should not pay for the privilege of giving someone else a lead.
Okay, real quick before, I didn't want to cut you off, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to kind of just ask you the 1099.
Yes.
What prompted you to name it the 1099? And then we'll get into some of that other stuff. I got you.
Yeah. So the 1099 is a tax form that you file when you're self-employed.
Okay. So
It's
that's why
even in
you
our
use that.
logo. It's in our
Yes,
logo.
which we're going to show in a little bit, as well as your beautiful picture. But I love that logo. We're going to show that in the middle of the link. But I wanted to ask you specifically about 1099, because the reason why I asked is because I go by the number 9. You see the number 9 in front of me there.
Yeah.
So anytime I see anything with a 9, I'm always going to inquire about its whereabouts, because it's definitely something that I'm attracted to.
And
So
then you'll notice we wrote ladies in kind of lipstick. That's the name of that font, because women have taken their lipstick and written messages on the mirror.
yes.
So we wanted to be saying, there are a lot of men who are independent contractors who are self-employed, of course, but this group is really especially for women. And that's because when you come together in a co-ed conversation, the topics and what you feel comfortable sharing changes. When it's an all-girls meeting, we can be more vulnerable. We don't have to put on airs. We don't have to have that same guarded pretense that when you're in mixed company that you're tempted to fall into. We like to keep it real,
Right. And believe me, I understand that when it comes to keeping it real, because that's what we are all about here, is keeping it real. And we always want to make sure that everything we talk about on the show is organic. And everything that we do is organic. And as far as hold on one second. I was having a glitch myself. Something was really weird this morning. I know you had some glitches too, but something was really weird. Something, just happened. We want to make sure that our audience gets a chance to really understand, your background before we get into the other stuff. When you founded this group, how long have you been doing this 1099 ladies networking group? Excuse me, because I have allergies. So
we had a 5th birthday this past July, so we're 5.5 years kind of at this moment.
Okay, and 5.5 years.
Yeah, when I started doing this, everyone said, because I broke a lot of the rules, oh, it's not going to work. Those rules are in place for a reason. And here we are 5 years later, and over 600 women affiliated with us.
Wow. How many?
600 plus.
Wow.
Coming up close to 7. I don't like to say 7 because we're not at 7, but it's like 680 something.
680 something.
We're real close to 700 women.
Well, we're going to round it up like they do in a supermarket. All right, that's how we do on this show. Everything is pushing up towards the positive, So we want to make sure that we round that up. And you guys out there listening, you ladies out there that y'all want to join, y'all make sure y'all round this up and get her numbers up to 700. When you were growing up, and I know, you're not chatted earlier
Yeah.
when we first met, and we met through a mutual friend, Chrissy Key Rollins. And shout out to Chrissy. I love you, Chrissy. And also, I had one of your members on, and we were talking to Normia Vasquez,
Oh, she's great.
Scales. So she was on too as well. But when you were growing up in New York City, give us a little bit about your background as far as you wanting to become. You were in the spiritual circle, obviously. That's why we connect, right?
Right.
So give us a little bit of your background as to how you kind of grew up in New York City, this young woman with these dreams and goals and stuff like that.
I mean, I like any kid, growing up in New York City is an incredible place.
Yeah, it is.
It's a place where artists and musicians are very celebrated. I mean, you go in the subway and you'll hear musicians of incredible talent playing for you, and people actually get discovered that way.
Yeah.
So art and music and culture is flush.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can be drunk on the culture that you could. And I remember as a young girl, Tupac there's a line in one of his songs. He says, "Everybody dies, but not everybody lives." And
Right.
it's like
Right.
he wrote that on my soul because I wanted to taste all the food, dance all the dances, see all the art, hear all the music. I wanted to live a full life,
Yeah.
So,
I think, no, go ahead. I think because we both kind of come from similar places, it just makes for this connection that you and I share. Because the first time I met you, it was through Chrissy, and we were just hanging out talking, and I didn't realize we stood in the park a lot, and the three of us talked, for a good 20, 30, 45 minutes, whatever it was.
yeah.
And that's when I first asked you to come on the show. So again, we're hanging out, with the, this amazing person, and you guys out there, y'all make sure y'all stay on the chat line and stay active. And for everybody out there that wants to follow her information, it's on the bottom, it's on the banner. And you guys can look her up, and she's definitely there for you. So when you growing up in New York City, when did you move to North Carolina?
When I went through a divorce,
Uh-huh.
and what's common in densely populated cities, because I know everybody has a different experience, is you keep bumping into people, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I kept bumping into my ex and his latest whoever, and I felt like I needed a do-over. So
Yeah.
I was a school teacher at the time. I
Uh-huh.
threw my kids in the car and we went camping down 95. We ended up in a town called Roanoke Rapids. It's kind of
Uh-huh.
funny. And wherever you are in the world on Sunday, we go to church. So
Right.
we went to this church, and the part where you turn around and shake hands with somebody, lady sees that we're casually attired because you don't pack an iron when you're camping, right? And she says, are you camping with these children? And I said, yeah, I'm a teacher. It's my summer break. She hands me her business card and says, we need strong Christian women like you in our classrooms. And she's the head of human resources for Nash Rocky Mountain Schools.
Yeah.
So I get back to New York and I say to my girlfriends, what should I do? They go, send her your resume. What do you mean? What should you do?
Yeah.
So I flew down for the interview and she hired me on the spot. It felt like a divine appointment.
Yeah.
Because, what are the chances, you know what I mean, of all the churches in North Carolina, I walk in and it's the head of HR for teaching. And, so I moved here, I packed up everything I owned, and down 95 I came with 3 kids. And it was great because it's funny, I was nervous to leave everything that I ever knew behind me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
But in my heart, I felt like God said to me, Linda, where can you go? And I'm not.
Yeah.
And, I realized, this is a chance for me just to walk out my faith, trust that, that he's got me. And sure enough, I wasn't even in the state a year when I owned a house. Like it just rolled out blessing after blessing. I knew that I was supposed to be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That's why when we were first talking, I was telling you about my stones and the things that I'm attracted to. Your spirit and your energy was illuminating that day, and the sun was shining. Remember, we were talking, the sun came right down, because that spiritual thing is what we're about here, on Funk from the Front Seat, radiating peace, love, and harmony, and I knew that, you were going to eventually be a guest, because this is just the way it's supposed to be. A lot of you out there, and a lot of my audience out there that are watching, you guys will watch later. You guys know we're a spiritual, thing on this show. And we kind of always make sure that we keep some of that message in, with each and every one of our guests, whether they believe in something or not, because we are all connected.
Oh yeah.
We are all divinely, connected to the Creator. And I just wanted my audience to know a little bit about your background before we get into the business side of the 1099 ladies.
Which I'm always eager to talk about.
Yes. That's why I said, oh, okay, hold on. We got a little bit. We got some time. We're gonna spit it all out. We're gonna tease them a little bit because see, I want you to come back more than once, but I'm gonna make sure I get all. Yeah, for real. I want to make sure this is just the first of many. I want to make sure that everyone understands. What you've done is an amazing thing. You started from scratch.
Right.
Obviously. Yes, you built it. You're the founder. You're the cornerstone. The idea that popped into your head that night you was laying down or watching or TV or whatever, and now it's fruition almost 5.5, 6 years later. When you look around, besides your business, were there other women doing similar things like this that inspired you to start your business?
No, it's funny. And that's exactly why I did this.
Okay.
Most people in my business are men.
Right.
Women are rare to be
Right.
financial coaches and financial advisors with my licenses and stuff. It's much more common for it to be a boys' club.
Yeah.
And I felt, and this is the second time I did this in a career, because when I was first a science teacher, I would say to my class, what does a scientist look like? You know what they'd say? I mean, every single time, a white guy in a lab coat.
Yeah.
They couldn't see women. They couldn't see people of color. They couldn't see any of it.
Yeah.
So even before Zoom was popular, I was going to have in my class talk to scientists in the field, people in the rainforest, people in the Arctic Circle, just doing field work. And nobody was wearing a lab coat and nobody was Caucasian. So, and there were women, and it was really great for them to see. And I wanted to be a science teacher because I wanted girls to see a woman in a science role.
Yeah.
I kind of like this pioneer aspect of my personality. I'm kind of proud of that. So when I came to this situation, I thought, I look to specifically work with women in business because I know they'll tell me things, a credit card they haven't told their husband about or whatever. And I help them eliminate debt. I always say, if you're not confident and excited about your finances, talk to me because I want to get you there.
Yeah.
Girls will tell me things and be more transparent. They don't need to be nervous. There's a comfort level there. And I realized, that's a valuable thing because you can't fix a problem that somebody doesn't tell you about.
Right. That's right. I find you very comfortable and easy to talk to, because again, a lot of people, especially women, they feel a little bit, taken aback if they got to speak to a guy about something or, their husband or whatever, but having you there, the Creator knew what she was doing when she sent you out. I always got to make sure I put that in because I firmly believe, hey, you guys should run the world. It's been documented more than once that I've said on many platforms, hey, women should run the whole thing. I'm tired of men screwing it up, man. I'm serious. I was like, as a guy, I'm like, listen, can we just let them do it? They did bring us into the world, so they should know more than we do.
Well, honestly,
that's my thing.
We couldn't have brought anybody into the world if we didn't have a helper. So
yes, that is true. That is true. And I just want to remind people out there too, please follow all of Linda's information. It's on the bottom. It's an abundance of stuff that she's doing, and we're going to chop all that up. But I want to give a shout out, first of all, to all the first responders, police officers, firemen, and people like that out in the world, trying to make it safe and trying to make it better for us so we can do shows like this and bring you this information. Okay, the long and short of it, 1099 ladies, you're the founder, the owner. You started it with your own bank, and it's grown now 5.5, 6 years. And when you look at the importance of the internet and the digital platforms that you are now on, do you think that was an extra boost over the past 5 years to help grow your business?
Yeah, and it's funny because I'm a face-to-face type of person.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah.
Like when we met at the parking lot, the reason why I'm here is because I got a good feeling in my gut about you.
Thank you.
Like I don't just jump on.
Same.
Like Mark, your little genius behind the curtain there, he says he messaged me, and I didn't reply because I'm not really quick to jump on. I need to feel good about who I'm aligning myself with, right?
Yes, yes,
And
yes,
so
yes.
we started off meeting face to face, and we had one online chapter for the person who had childcare issues, who a lot of girls work full time during the day, and they have a side hustle that they dream to grow one day to emancipate them. So we say 1099 ladies is for the self-employed or the woman who wants to be, because we recognize we need to help you get there, right?
Yeah, yes.
So Chrissy's chapter was the only online chapter for a good 2 or 3 years. Then the pandemic hit, which everybody is fully aware of by now, of course.
Yeah,
It forced
right.
almost all the chapters to jump onto Zoom and meet digitally. So now I've had international connections, people from all in Europe connecting with us and wanting to do business with American women. And look, their money's green. So
That's right. That's right.
we don't care.
International green is green. That's
That's
right.
right.
And the beautiful part about what it is that you started is that you're inspiring a lot of people, and even people that may not know you individually. Like you said, you know, and that's why I always bring up the digital medium, because we forget how to use it in positive ways sometimes. And we don't do negative on this show. So we don't even go there with that
Right.
energy. But we often forget how important we are in this digital age, that we can reach, put our arms around the whole world. And again, you're inspiring. I have two daughters. One will be 14 next month, and I have a 17-year-old. She'll be 18 in May. And just by, you being in the world with your ambition and energy, you inspire other young, women, especially women of color, because, you know, the way the system is set up, as a minority, as a woman, you're double minority. You know what I'm saying? Things are stacked on you, and you've overcome that. And I admire your tenacity, because you didn't use that as an excuse. And that's the lesson that I think we all need to learn. There are no excuses. We've all been hurt, buked, and scorned. But because I could bring you on, I can say, okay, well, what excuse do you have? She's offering you information. Here it is. Go for it. 1099 ladies, down here in North Carolina,
Right.
hanging out, you're doing your thing, growing your business.
So let
Who?
me tell you the secret.
Oh, tell, please.
The secret to growing a business. How do you get leads? Do you know what the secret is?
What's that?
You give them. The more leads you give away, if you give away 10 leads, at least half of those people are going to come back and
Mm-hmm.
say thank you and
Yeah.
reciprocate. So the
Yes.
more you give away, the more that comes.
Yes, that's
When I
right.
built this, I just started connecting people to customers, to refer. The more I give away, the more people got attracted to us.
Yeah, yeah,
Because at the end of the day, why do we go to work? We go to work to make money. If I help you make money, are you not appreciative of that?
yeah,
I make,
yeah.
hey, this person, and it happens all the time. I met a girl who does commercial solar energy, not residential, commercial.
Mm-hmm.
And then I met a guy who grows hemp and dries it out. It's legal, right? And he
Mm-hmm.
says his electric bill is $8,000 a month. He would love to get an estimate on solar. And I connected the two of them. I mean,
Yeah.
what a random, but both of them are like, oh my God, how can we repay your kindness? So,
Right, right.
I think it's really cool just that I'm helping people in their business. I'm providing, and then people, this works with everybody though. So
Yeah.
that's why it's the secret. The, don't think I got to get mines. I got to look out for number one. No, that is
Amen.
not the way. Because
Yeah.
see this, you can't put anything in a closed hand. If you're gripping, nobody can put anything in this. Open
That's
your
right.
hand. Be generous. The more you give away, the more that comes.
And I think I was going to ask you the next question, what your mantra is, but I like that. This can't receive, and this you just offer.
Yeah.
What is one of your mantras that keeps you going when you get up in the morning and you're like, hey, this is mine, this is my thing. What do you say to yourself that you could offer to some people out there that are just about ready to start their own thing?
I mean, I think everybody needs to realize that what they have is of value, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
people need what they have. And I wake up every day and say, here I am, God, use me. And And it doesn't, you can be used in the way that makes you money, of course, but you might be used in another way, like what I'm talking about, connecting two people or just being helpful to somebody. Just lead with that positivity. You know, that is so important. That negativity attracts negativity.
That's
You don't
right.
want
That's right.
you don't want that in your life.
That's
Push it
right.
out. You
That's
get
right.
those thoughts in your head, push them out. You don't have no time for negativity. Don't give 1 second of your life to that. Throw it out of your head, replace it with something, put on a song on the radio that lifts your spirit. Get on the phone with somebody who's positive, shake it off as quick as you can. It doesn't do you any good. Get rid of it.
Right. Right.
Positivity is the name of the game.
I like how you put it when you say, don't even give it a thought.
Yeah.
Too many times we dwell on stuff and like, woe
Yes.
is me. And I'm a victim of it myself. Not a victim, but I've done it to myself.
It's
And
a
I'm like,
pattern.
why
Yeah.
can't I just get out of my own head?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why am I always in my own head? Is that necessary? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you should just write a song or pick up an instrument. That's what you should do. I can't play an instrument, and
Well,
if I
sometimes
sing
it's
to you,
not
it's
all
an
as easy as that sounds. As much as I'd like to just do that, it's not really that easy because writer's block is a real thing. But no, I'm not saying asking you me. I'm
no,
just
no.
saying, for my audience, like, 'cause I figured out how to stay out of my own head for a minute now. But for others out there watching, this advice is real. And what Linda's telling you is just like, don't be negative. Don't think about that stuff. Dwell on something positive. This woman started a business from scratch amongst her other businesses, and she's an entrepreneur. I know that personally, and I know how she's grinding out here. Um, Changing the way women are perceived in business. Talk about that a little bit.
It's funny. With the other networking groups, part of the reason why they charge a fee is because men need to have skin in the game. Men feel like, oh, I paid for this. I better show up for it. I paid for this. I better go get the leads that I paid. Like they think like that, right? But women meet each other for coffee all the time. And what do we say? Oh, I got this on sale at Belk's. Oh, the painter did a fabulous job at my house. You have to meet this guy. That's our natural conversation. We are natural referral engines. So I say, don't do business like men. Let's do business like women. Let's be who we are. Let's show them who we are. Because it's a good thing. God made a good thing when he made a woman, you know?
Oh, that's an understatement. Let me tell you something. That's a whole nother show. You bing bing. You see now you hit the light that shines on me now. Women, bing. Yes, he did. Even Mark watch. Yo, Mark is back there laughing. I always bring him on at the end to ask you some stuff, right? But he's behind the stage. I can see him laughing because he's like, oh yeah. See, where do we go from there? You basically capped the show now when you said that's it. What do we talk about now? You know what I'm saying? You put a cap on it. When we look at how, and you look around the country, and you see how the progress that women like you have made, that other women, we have for better or worse, like it or not, a woman who's vice president, who's a minority, who's mixed. We have women justices, and I'm not judging anybody. Trust me, you know me, I'm an independent. But I'm just happy to see this in my lifetime.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
special, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Why do you think? I don't want to say why it took so long, but is it because we got to get rid of that old guard to make room for the new?
You know what? I actually believe that women stayed in their place because that's where they felt safe and secure. And when they desired to come
Yes.
into the light,
Preach.
when they chose that, they stepped into the light. For a long time, the man was the head of the family, but the woman was the neck. She could turn that head any way she wanted. We always had power, okay? But we were comfortable in that support role. And then it occurred to us as a gender, we want to lead. And so we did.
Yeah, yeah.
I know
Leading
men
you.
like to think that they kept us back, but nobody keeps anyone back. You
Thank you.
only keep yourself back.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And that's a powerful statement because excuses. I once had a teacher in high school and said, excuses are just that. It's just words that people use. Yeah, you may not reach everything you want, but if you don't try, my producer of my music, and you'll meet him one day, Kevin Harrington. He always says, yeah, he was raised at, hey, okay, now we know the problem one time. Now let's just work on solutions. We don't have to redo the problem over and over and over. And that's what I love about your energy. Again, we're hanging out with the beautiful, amazing entrepreneurship of a woman, 1099 Ladies Networking Group, Linda Tello. Joining us here on Funk from the Front Seat, 9 on the Grind TV, every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. on the Pacific Coast. And we're blessed to have you. This is the first of many. So welcome, 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 welcome. Information is one of the key words that you mentioned to me.
Right.
And when we talked before. And information and sharing.
That's right.
Okay. When you share your information with others.
Sure.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I was going to say, one of the strengths of the 1099 ladies is that collaborative discussion. I always say, no one of us is as smart as all of us.
Right.
Coming together and the sharing of information is very powerful. And it's part of the reason why I came on the show, to share, one, to let everyone know we exist, and to say, consider yourself invited. We'll be better if you come. Please show up, share your greatness with us. Because I believe in that beautiful collaborative, where we share information and grow from each other and learn from each other. I'm all about that. I know right now it's very popular in our culture that if somebody doesn't think exactly the way you think, you end your friendship and block them. I don't believe in that. I don't think that that's correct. I think you should be with people who you don't agree with on everything, and you should challenge each other.
Right.
The Bible says iron sharpens iron. I think it's okay to disagree with people. Understand why they think what they think. Say, hey, I'm not going to agree with that, but I respect your right to think differently than me, and let it be okay.
Yeah.
This whole idea of everyone having to think the same is crazy.
You're right, and I'm glad you said that, because that's something that I definitely wanted to touch on with you, because there is no need to be a zombie and follow if you don't have your own mind. And again, it's cancel culture, and I'm basically over it. And I know you feel the same way. Maybe we don't have to agree on everything, because we are all individuals, but here still on planet Earth. I agree with you and the whole world. Like, yes, I need air, sunshine, the basic things. But then some things, I may like funk, you may like rock. You know what I mean? So it's like, tomato, tomato,
Or you might vote one way and I'll vote another way. You know
exactly.
That's okay. That's what makes America great.
Yeah, that's what makes us who we are.
You might like beer, I might like wine. It's okay.
Exactly right. And that's why I think you coming on and shows like this and other shows that have an independent platform, because trust me, I have a list of sponsors for my audience, and you guys know who they are out there, but nobody is controlling what I say, when I say, or how I say it. And that's why I love doing this platform, because I'm my own thinking person. And when we come back on the other side, it's like, we're going to talk about some more things about the 1099 ladies. I'm going to ask Mark to set up a commercial that we usually do, P-Funk Radio, and get that ready. But, we're hanging out today with this amazing woman, and she's got some serious information to drop to you ladies out there and gentlemen about, starting your own business, working your own business, and being impactful, because I want to get to you on that on the other side of this commercial. Being impactful, starting a business is one thing, but making it work for you and having it make an impact on what you want it to do is a whole nother thing. So we're going to come back and chat a little bit about something like that. I know Mark is going to come on a little bit later. And also, for those of you watching today, our Black History segment is basically going to be about a beautiful woman, Dolores Clara Fernandez Huerta, and she was the co-founder of National Stuff or whatever with Cesar Chavez, and we're going to get into that for our Black History Minority moment on the show. So Mr. Mark, please going to throw up something. I always like to hear my friend, Keith Jackson of P-Funk Radio come on and kick it a little bit for us. So Linda, you hang out with us for a second. We're going to bring you back. And I must say, my dear, you look lovely, and I'm glad God made a woman.
Hey, this is Keith Jackson with P-Funk Radio, inviting you to check out my brother Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat. Saturdays, 12 noon on the East Coast, and 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It all happens on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube. Great guests, great conversation each and every Saturday. That's Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Robinson on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Check him out.
Yeah, that's my man JTRP. Thank you, P-Funk Radio. Thank you, Patty Collins and Bootsy Collins, for always supporting the show. HJ and K&N Entertainment, Tony Cam, Nappy at Funk Army, OCMC right here in Raleigh. Thank you guys. Afterglow 92416 Q&A. I love you guys. Brooke Clagett, my funk sister, I love you. And love TNN, Excess Energy Drinks, which I don't have one today, but that's one of our new sponsors. And Pat, Curtis, and George for always doing the artwork. Dr. Brookenstein, as always, taking care of the Nappy Head Funk Army stuff. And if you're out there watching Zen Water, you know that I need a sponsorship, so come on and hook me up. I drink this stuff by the gallon. So Zen Water, I wrote you a letter. What you waiting on? Hook me up. I need a sponsorship because that's how we roll on Funk from the Front Seat. Getting back to our beautiful guest here, right? Yeah, this is how we roll. We advertise and we get endorsements. We trying to make money and get paid. We're hanging out with the lovely, beautiful, talented Linda Tello, and I'm glad to call her my friend. She's a funk sister now on the show. So on the other flip side, a lot of people start their businesses, men and women, and they sputter and they hear all the negative press. What would you say to a woman that's coming up and says, you know, Linda, I got this idea, I got this business. I need you to help me with my networking, but I also need just a little bit of coaching. Do you also provide that? And if so, give us an example of how you would coach them up to keep them uplifted so they don't get sad about it. You know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, so if they needed coaching with networking, this is something I teach all the time. You take a friend with you to the networking event, right? Somebody who does a different business that's not in competition with yours. So a real estate agent takes a girl who owns a painting company and they walk up. Now, what's nice about this is you're with somebody. So that's empowering. You're not facing it alone, right? And your friend will say, hey, what do you do for a living? And the person will say, oh, you know, I'm a contractor. Oh, really? You need to meet my friend. She's a painter. She's amazing. Everybody loves her work. Here, exchange cards. And you can go on and gush about, it would be weird for you to say that stuff about yourself, but totally cool for someone else to say that about you, right? Then you go to the next person and she does that for you. And you go back and forth, each person showcasing the other person, saying all these nice things about the other person, building warm leads. And what's nice about that too is at the end of the night, you can talk about follow-up strategies. How would you follow up with that guy? What do you think I should say in the email? You know, where and you have, because they met the person, they picked up on their body language, all the subtleties of the conversation. They'll have ideas that maybe you don't think of. So it's nice because you're in business by yourself, for yourself, but you're not by yourself. And I think there's a real part of the power of the 1099 ladies is having that tribe feeling. You know, it's like you're in a company with 50 employees, but you know what? You haven't hired a single person. You know, it's a sisterhood. So obviously everybody doesn't get along with everybody because this is reality, but you will find, you know, when you have 600 people to pick from, you will find a couple of people that you like, that you click with, that you can roll with. And nobody climbs a mountain by themselves. They go up as a team and they high five at the top. You know, you pull each other up during one person's going to be down, the other person will pull you up. When it's their turn to be down, you pull them up. There's a beautiful interdependence there that's built. So if you're new in business, first thing you should do is look to connect with somebody who is not the same business as you. Like you can't have two makeup girls, right? You know, makeup and jewelry or makeup and shoes, or it doesn't really matter. Just somebody who complements, and get with them and build your plans together. You know, it's really nice not to stare it down alone.
Yeah. And you know, we're going to get into a few of your other businesses as well as we carry on in the show. Again, for those of you that are watching, just tuning in, please support. All her information's on the bottom. You know, it's about 5 different entities that she's involved in, and she keeps it moving. And, you know, I'm glad that I met you, and thank you so much, you know, for joining myself and Mark on Funk from the Front Seat. You know, we have a lot of people watching. Some people don't chat, some do. But, you know, this show reaches a wide variety of an audience. And I really think it's important, you know, Black History Month, you know, and getting ladies on has been my mission the past year on this show, because I think it's important for voices like yours to be heard, especially a local voice, that's right here. And you're from the Big Apple, so how could I not have you on? When you mention the fact that you want to um, share information, and your other one of your other companies, Primerica, tell us a little bit about that and what that involves.
So, you know what? It's funny. When you're an employee, your employer will offer you something called a 401k. And what is that? That's money that put away for your retirement so that when you're deciding you don't want to work anymore, instead of just having Social Security, which we all know is very, very, very little, you supplement with retirement income, right? But when you're self-employed, you don't have a boss offering you a 401k. And that's kind of where I come in. I can help you set up similar accounts. They have different number names. That's irrelevant. But the point is breaking off a piece of what you got going on now, throwing it into the future, helping it grow in a tax-free environment so that later on when you're ready to retire, you're not just having to live on Social Security. And I think it's important to shore yourself up that way, to have an exit strategy or a retirement plan that makes sense for you. One of the things I hear a lot from women is, oh, my husband has that. So my first response is the divorce rate's at 50%. So, and even if you're happily married, can you have too much money? Is that really something you're worried about? Like, come on. And a lot of times with my older clients, the husband's retirement covers the overhead of the household, and the wife's retirement creates the vacations, the car, taking the kids to Disney. That's the quality of life money. And all the money lasts longer because you've got two funds, So it's nice to do for yourself. I think women should have their own financial identity. And it's okay if it's smaller than the guys. It's okay.
Yeah, and even if it's larger than the guys, I
Yeah,
want you ladies
that's
to know
okay
out
too.
there, I don't care if you make more money than me. Marry me. I've
I
never
am
been to
not
chauvinist.
going to advocate that decision. Everyone should take their time and make it a choice about marriage.
I've never been a chauvinist from the get-go, all right? So I don't care. You can make millions. I'll marry into your family.
All right.
All right. So yeah, we gotta keep it loose, gotta have fun. Okay, so I've seen, and in this, we're gonna tie all this together, put a bow on this at some point in the show later on. But I see a lot of businesses, men and women, they have a product. Once they get to a certain level, and they like, wow, I can get this huge lump sum of comfort, by selling off the product. Why do you think so many fledgling businesses hit it and then decide to sell it up to the man when they could keep it for themselves? And the only reason why I'm asking that, Linda, is because I met a gentleman, the chairman of FUBU. He started it. I met him down here at a business seminar, and he said that's one of the mistakes people make. He said people were begging once FUBU got on the stock market to buy it. He said, no, they kept it. That's why they're billionaires. You know what I mean? Why do you think so many people are quick to go after that quick buck and give up their belief after they worked so hard to start it?
Well, let me give you a great example of the opposite of your story. I'm sure everyone at this point who knows who Elon Musk is, right? The Tesla guy. So what you may not know about him is at 27 years of age, he sold PayPal. He's the founder of PayPal, Bob.
Really?
He sold it for $300 million. Now, most 27-year-old people would take that money, park themselves on a beach, and never work another day in their lives, right? What did he do? He started 4 multi-million-dollar companies. So sometimes when you sell your company, it's because you're ready to chase another dream. You're ready to take that lump sum money and now do something else with it. It's almost like, I'm glad I had a baby. I'm glad I held that little baby, changed her diapers. But now, you know what? I'm glad that she's grown and out of the house and I'm sleeping through the night. Like every chapter has a beautifulness about it. And sometimes it's okay to let it go and move on to the next exciting adventure.
Yeah. Which is cool. But why do you think so many people don't do that?
I don't know. I think it's exhausting to own your own business.
Yeah,
and sometimes people hit a wall. And I think self-care is very underplayed. You can't pour from an empty cup, but people just drive themselves into the dirt. If they would have parked themselves and given themselves some breathing room every week or at a certain point every day, that their whole life would have dialed down and been more manageable. But a lot of people go out like a blaze of glory, you know?
Yeah.
And part of that could be because, you know, you're on fire, you love something and you're chasing a dream. And I think the fear is, oh, if I don't keep grinding it out, it'll go away.
Yeah.
And then you hit your wall, you're completely exhausted, and you think, okay, I can't do this another minute. I'm checking out.
Yeah. I like that positive thought about Elon Musk, and I'm going to remember that story because, you know, we're all here to learn something. I think that's a great story that I can share with others. Don't just stop. Keep climbing the ladder, like the Isaac Brothers said in their song, Climbing Up the Ladder. You know, when
that guy's going to space.
Yeah, let me tell you, that's a whole nother thing with these
Yeah,
guys.
NASA they have a plan to end their space contracts and save $1 billion in taxes of our money because Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk did it faster, cheaper, and renewable.
Yeah.
So what's
That's
up,
right.
NASA?
Yeah. And we know all about that. That's another show. You know what I'm saying? We know why they're draining us. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they do. That's why we need people like you
That's right.
to tell the world, hey, get your own thing. Get your A, B, and C set up. You know what I'm saying?
Get rid of those financial vampires.
Y'all, let me tell you, we have a lot in common, my dear. We have a lot in common. We're hanging out with Linda Tello today, hanging out on Funk from the Front Seat. Thank you guys for joining in. Stay active on the chat line. My producer back there, Mr. Mark Lee, scratching at the glass, but not yet, Mark. I'll bring you in a little while. But I wanted to shout out the Olympics. I'm wearing my Olympic hat. I got about like 130 hats, no lie. And every week I wear a different one. This week I'm shouting out, don't forget, support your Olympic team. I don't care what you think about the politics. Let's support these young men and women who have worked so very, very hard for 4, 8, 12, and with COVID tacked on, that's like dog life years. So please support these people. This is their only shot. Some of them will never be back there again. So don't forget, the Olympics is going on. And y'all make sure y'all rep, you know, because we're still united. We stand. Plug for my song. Okay, back to the 1099 ladies. You guys are networking all around the world, blowing up. Your business is just poof through the roof. I'm going to pat you on the back for that. I can't reach you, you know, but I'm going to pat you on the back. When you think about where you'll be 3 years from now, 5 years from now, where do you see yourself in your business?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think I have a dream where I own an RV and I have a little tri-state business of Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. And I travel around doing like financial fitness seminars, educating people about their options in life, helping them eliminate debt, you know, making them feel empowered with their money, you know, and having a great impact. Money is something that everybody worries about. If you have it, you're worried about how to keep it. If you don't have it, you're worried about how to get it. But everybody's worried about it. So I'd like to make a difference about that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think that's already happening. You know, like I've traveled to the future and back just now, and I actually saw you doing that. And I was your driver as well as your security, as well as doing my own band too, because you're going to need a warm-up act to open up for you. So, you know what I'm saying? So believe me.
What I was thinking is you could play Attract the Crowd. Then when you go on intermission, I could jump on the stage and grab the mic and say,
there you go. It's a done deal. Hey, can we get that to paper between us? Hey, can I get in advance?
You know, maybe we could do this podcast on location from wherever we are in the world. That would be fun too.
That works. You know, I was doing that for a minute the first year, you know, and then I kind of got into my controlled environment. Yeah, you know, we like to have fun here, and we're talking about money, and money is a serious thing. And something you said just now is very important that I don't want my audience to miss. We're either worried about money, not really worried like, oh, crazy, but some of us are, or trying to worry about how to get it and secure it and make it work for us, right? And I know there's certain things that we're not going to go into, and I want everybody to contact you privately if they, you know, want to get into one of your businesses and ask for your guidance, help, coaching. But The average person out here today, they say, is only 2 paychecks away from the street.
That's right.
That's some serious mismanagement of everything, don't you think?
Yes. Yes. And I think that people buy things and they think, oh, I can afford the minimum payment. And when you buy something and you only make the minimum payment, it's going to be 10 years before you pay it off, and you're going to pay 3 times whatever that number is, because compound interest when you're borrowing is not your friend. So, you need to have a better plan than that. And I think one of the things I like to do with my clients is I have them set up their finances this way: 2 checking accounts and a savings account. First checking account, your paycheck goes in and your bills are automatically sent out. This protects you from late payments because it's all set up. You can't screw it up. The money's going in, the money's going out, everything's on time. That insulates you from the horrible late payment problem. Now, I make them pay their savings account like a bill every month. So there you have a resource. You get a flat tire, you're not afraid to go to your savings account and get the money. Why? Because you have a system in place to replenish it. In a couple of months, it'll all be right back because every month you're paying into it. It's on autopilot. So what's the second checking account for? Whatever's left over from after you've paid all your bills and your savings account goes into this. This is the only account you have a debit card. And the rule is when the money's gone, the shopping stops. And I've had clients tell me they saw a Coach purse that was gorgeous. They loved it. They picked it up, but they realized if I buy this, I'm done for the rest of the month. I like it, but I don't like it that much. And they put it back. That's an informed decision. That's what you want to be at. You want to be in a position, because most girls pick up the poach and say, I work hard. I deserve this. I'll make it work. I'll figure it out. And out the door they go with the purse. We're not mindful of the numbers. We're emotional. You need to rein it in. Live within your means. That is the biggest thing that I evangelize out of all the things I say, because all of us as a country live beyond our means. The debt that we're shouldering is incredible, and we need to change the way we do things.
Yeah. I'm so glad you mentioned that about changing the way we do and see, and things that we really don't need. And we're all, guilty of that, some worse than others. Credit cards we don't need,
Storage units full of stuff that we never even look at.
Yeah, that we just never.
We pay $100 a month to store stuff that we never look at.
Yeah. You're right. And sharing this information with everyone will reinforce, like, hey, maybe someone will go out today and be like, I saw this show, whatever, and it's like, hey, I don't really need this Jordan pair of sneakers, or and I think, and we were talking about young people privately, you and I, and I want to just bounce this down, and then I'm gonna bring Mark in. Why or where do we as adults guide our young people to help them have inside self-esteem and loving themselves without needing all of the bullshit that they think they need?
So this is going to be some hard statement here.
That's why we here. You come hard. We
need to be leading by example.
Amen.
We need to walk the walk, because kids don't do what we do what we say. They do what we do.
Yes.
So when they see us reaching for the credit card to get that retail therapy, they're only going to follow our rotten example. We need to straighten our lives up because our kids are watching.
Yeah, they are.
So if you don't do it for yourself, you need to do it for them.
Yeah. You said retail therapy. Go with that.
That's what my daughters call.
No, go with it. Go with it. I want to know. Tell us more. Elaborate.
Yeah. That's when you have a bad day and you go buy yourself a dress, or you go get your hair done, or you go buy $100 of makeup after the ladies applied it so beautifully. It gives you a lift to treat yourself to something. And we call it in our house, we call it retail therapy, because a boyfriend breaks up with us. I'm going to go get a new dress and a new hairstyle too. That's how you make yourself feel better. And listen, there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's just when you do it to excess, it becomes a drug of choice. And then that's a problem. The servant becomes the master.
That's right.
And that's a problem.
That's right.
You shouldn't lean on things to make you feel better. You make yourself feel better.
That's right. from the inside out. That's why I'm working so hard with as many young people as I can. And I know you do the same. And
Oh
we're,
yeah.
we're constantly trying to offer them this light that maybe we have found. Because every time I hear another young person, it doesn't matter what color, go through some stuff because they were bullied or something happened. And it saddens me, it pains me because what kind of world, like you just said, did we create for them that they feel they have to kill somebody over a pair of sneakers that cost $3,000? Michael Jordan, if you listen out there, you should be ashamed of yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how many schools you done built down here since you retired. Why are you selling your sneakers for like eight, nine, $1,000, knowing these kids can't afford it? And this goes to everybody, not just him, LeBron James, and all these guys have done great things. Don't get me wrong. But it doesn't have to be that way. And you're killing our kids with it because, yes, LeBron James's kids can afford his sneakers. But, I got kids over here that cannot. So what do? They're going to rob somebody. And that's that self-esteem thing. We got to figure out a way to fix some of that. And I like retail therapy. It's another. I'm going to borrow that.
It's yours. Happy birthday.
But I'll give you $5 every time I use it. Get chain. We ain't giving nothing away for free. Get chain. So, Mr. Mark Lee, back there behind the glass, I know he has a question, and some information, and we bring him on and do a little bit around Robin. Then we're going to get into something else, and we got plenty of time. We're hanging out, with the amazing Linda Tello. Her information's on the bottom. This woman is such a genius when it comes to her gift and her light that she shines. And we're grateful to have you on Fun from the Front Seat, powered by StreamYard. All right, Mark, I got all the plugs in. That was the last one.
Glad you got those plugs in and everything. You definitely got.
I gotta get the plugs in, bang. Powered by StreamYard, right here, not on the Grind TV. Mr. Mark Lee.
Great conversation. Y'all were having a great conversation. I was actually had a couple of things that were crossing my mind, but one of them I was going to ask Linda is, we've seen a lot of young people, old people, folks of all ages that are becoming part of what is called the Great Resignation, folks that are leaving and actually going to start their own jobs, creating their entrepreneurships. Man, I've actually been admiring a lot of that. But I was just wondering, as one that is coaching people in that entrepreneurial space, what is some of the mistakes that you have seen people make that you really wish they would not make? Because we've seen a lot of folks that are just, ready to leave corporate America and jump right into whatever their business is. So what are some of those mistakes you've seen that you wish people weren't making as much of?
Well, I think the first thing they need to worry about is money. It's really nice to, taste the dream, but don't you want to have the ability to pay your rent and eat? Yeah. So I think if you have a business idea, you should actually sit down with somebody who has financial background and make a budget for that dream. And how are you going to cover and you can tone back your life. I mean, you don't have to live large, but you have to have a place to live. You have to have something to eat. You have whatever that number is for you. Where's that coming from every month? How are you going to do this? It needs to have a practical aspect. Now, for some people, I'll meet with them and I'll say, hey, if you drive Uber for 20 hours a week, you'll hit that number. And then all the other hours of your life, you can chase your dream because you have your break in. So, and it doesn't have to be Uber. It can be anything. But that person that I was talking to, that made sense for them. So I think having those financial conversations and not liquidate all your savings. It should be money coming in, money going out. Like there should be some way to cover yourself so that you don't end up living in your car begging for money, because you can end up broke and alone very quickly if you don't take time to plan. What's that? Those who fail to plan to fail, right? Mm-hmm. That's a really old adage from my school teacher days. But I think that, so that would be the number one thing. And the second thing is having a marketing plan. So part of your marketing plan could be networking. Some of it can be social media. Who's going to be doing that posting? Do you want to use a podcast to build an audience? How are you attracting your clients? That marketing plan is also another important factor. And there's cheap ways to do it. There's expensive ways to do it. It'll shift and adjust depending on who you are. You can't sell something if nobody knows it exists, right? So marketing has to be a part of that conversation too. What I think is people get emotional because of things happening in our time, mandates and all kinds of other stuff, right? And they pull the trigger too quick. If they would just wait and have a couple of critical conversations, pull some experts into your life, reach out to somebody. And it doesn't need to be me. It could be anybody like me who has a financial background, to put into play your budget and how you're going to survive, right? And then get with a marketing person and talk about how you're going to blow it up. I think those conversations are really important. And what a lot of people are doing is they're just going to their retirement accounts and liquidating them. That's how they're surviving the day. And that's not a great plan. That's a terrible plan because, first of all, there's a tax liability. When you take money out of retirement, there's a 10% penalty. And then there's income tax on top of that. That's not included in that. So for every $100 you take out, you're walking away with 50. That's a terrible way to finance your dream. So, you need to look at other options besides that option. That's the common thing with the Great Resignation. They take their money and they live off their retirement money. That's what's been going on. I see it all over the place.
Oh, well. Can I ask one more question, Zach, and everything? Because the other question I was getting ready to ask is really question is, you just mentioned being a school teacher in the past, and I actually have a great deal of respect. You and Zach just mentioned it for the young people of today, and I know you just said that you have a daughter, but I was wondering, well, actually two parts. One, what got you out of teaching? Because I know a lot of people got new respect for teachers, and what your beliefs are about how the young people of today are, because I've actually got a lot of respect for them.
Well, first of all, it's a kind of a funny situation. School teachers often have summer jobs, right? Because you don't make a lot of money as a school teacher. I don't think I'm telling any secrets there. So my youngest child was like 16 and had a summer job. And so when the kids were younger, being a school teacher, I did that on purpose. I knew I wasn't going to make a lot of money, but what I wanted more than money was time. I wanted time with my kids. I traded money for time. But now the last kid is no longer needed me at home like they did when they were little. So that was going on in my personal life. And the summer job that I landed, I went to work for this home health company because I was a CNA and they saw that I had office experience. And they said, can you hold down the fort for the summer months because we got a girl going out on maternity leave? So I said, sure, it'll be fun. I get in there a few weeks and I decide I love this job. And I said, any chance I could work here part-time? I was thinking after school. And she said, this office can't afford 2 administrative people. It doesn't make enough money. Well, part of the job was doing the financials. So I said, well, what if I doubled the income? Could I stay then? And she said, Linda, the girl you're replacing has been in the industry 7 or 8 years. She hasn't been able to raise the income by $200. How you think you can double it in 10 weeks? It's totally beyond me. So I'm going to say yes, because I'm not really saying yes to anything. So I said to her, no, you just don't know who you're talking to, right? Challenge accepted. By the time that girl had come back, I had doubled the income. But even more importantly, I've learned something about myself. I'd always been a mother and a teacher and a caretaker. Guess what? I was good at sales. Who would have ever thought, So I never went back because I was just so chasing that next quota. Whenever somebody gives me a quota, I multiply it by 1.5. That's the real quota. I mean, it's the thrill of the hunt. And it was a great job because older people work all their lives. They don't want to move into an 8x10 room, right? They want to stay in the house that they worked all their lives to pay for, but it's not really safe for them to do that. So then I've got young girls, and in this state, you have to have field experience before you can apply for the RN degree. So they need those hours to become RNs. So I brought them so they were getting valuable experience that they needed. The people got to stay in their houses. Everybody was hugging me. It was like win, win, win. Everywhere I looked, everybody was happy with me. It was great.
Yeah. That's awesome because healthcare, obviously, besides music, is my background for 22 years. And I've seen all kinds of sides of it. And again, it saddens me that so many people do have to leave everything that they know because they simply can't afford it at the end.
Right.
We work so hard, for everything. And then at the end, sometimes it just doesn't go that way. And it's not because they didn't try. They just didn't have a plan.
Right. They didn't need somebody like me.
Yes, and that's why having you on the show is important. So for you guys and girls out there watching, thank you for tuning in because you get some serious valuable information, and you can go back and watch this show to your heart's content because we always rerun them on YouTube, and all the shows are stored there. Mr. Mark Lee,
Yes.
um, and our lovely guest Linda. In keeping with our theme, obviously it's Black History Month, so please support all Black businesses. Black dollars need to stay in Black communities as well as minorities. We want everybody to understand. Yes, spend some money where you need to spend it, but also don't forget where you come from because it's very important. And speaking of that, this week we are highlighting Dolores Clara Fernandez Huerta. She was the co-founder of the National Farm Workers Association, a civil rights activist, which merged into agricultural workers. That organization merged into what we now know as the United Farm Workers.
Wow.
Yes. She was born April 10th, 1930, in Dawson, New Mexico. She has been distinguished with many awards, some of them being the Eleanor Roosevelt Award, the Puffin Nation Prize Creative Citizenship, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and she's in the California Hall of Fame. And this woman worked hand in hand with Cesar Chavez. And most people always hear Cesar Chavez and they forget, like you said, Linda, at the top, there's always a woman. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to make sure we get her in today. And you can see her standing there. Thank you, Mark. And I'm going to go to our guest first and defer to you, Linda. This amazing woman, um, you know, just doing all these great things under adverse circumstances. She actually was beat up when she was 58 years old, protesting, um, and she had her ribs broken. 58-year-old woman, her ribs were broken, and she continued to fight. Your thoughts, Linda?
I mean, I think like every woman, we want to make the world a better place for our babies. We're passionate because it's like the mama bear and her cubs. I mean, the world has to be fair for our children. They can't sip from our cup. We got to make it better. We got to do better. I think that's a driving force for women in general. That's my driving force, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mr. Lee.
Yep, there's no doubt. We've had a lot of conversations around both the women's rights, but also the rights of those in the Hispanic community over the last several years. And this woman has been truly at the forefront of it. And I understand that she might have even created one of Obama's slogans in terms of hope and things of that nature. So definitely it is somebody that needs our respect, but has been working tirelessly for a lot of various issues, whether it's been women's rights, whether it's been farmers' rights. And we do know that farmers' rights and the rights of those in rural America have definitely been under attack. And definitely it is a lady that deserves our respect and deserves to be honored. And as you have put it in several times on these shows, a lot of times our history books are not telling these stories that need to be told on a regular basis. So I definitely admire you for coming up with this segment. It is a segment that will be continuing and will continue to share history on these illustrious folks. And who knows, maybe we'll even try to sneak one of them into one of these shows one time as well, because we might have to reach out to them and see if they
Yes.
are available to come on to a Funk from the Front Seat show and all of that. But definitely a very powerful lady that deserves our gratitude for all the struggles and all the work that she has been doing.
And one of the cool things that she did that people don't know, she was basically responsible for some of the elimination of some of the pesticides that the farm workers were actually ingesting and causing them issues in healthcare, which she then had to fight for while they were unemployment, which she fought for that as well. So the pesticides trickle down, they get sick, they pass out, they got no health insurance, and they can't get unemployment. And this woman was in the trenches every step of the way. So we applaud you. We know we give flowers while some are alive and while some are not. Dolores, Clara, Fernandez, Huerta, you are still alive, and we thank you for your spirit. We admire and we look up to women like you. So thank you very, very much. And May you have 91 more years. I think she's 91. She was born in April 10th, 1930th, and you got a birthday coming up. And you're an Aries like me. So that explains it right there, But Mark,
yeah, I'm sure that's it.
Hey, that's got to be it. That's the common denominator. That's the thread. You know how I roll, Linda. Mark, wait, stay, don't go. So anyway, I was always under the impression that I had actually knew you. But of course, I know Mark knows everybody. So Mark comes on for the audience out there watching in our pre-production meeting with 2 minutes up. He said, no. I knew her. So Mark, please elaborate on how you actually knew my guest before I did.
Well, like I said, and like she alluded to as well, I'm always reaching out to folks that I have met or that I have come across and everything. So I had come across her probably on LinkedIn or one of the other sources, and I had reached out and said, hey, I need to get you on Straight Talk with Dean and Mark, which is a audio podcast that I do as well. So when you were asking me to send the email about the link to make sure that she was able to jump on, I looked at the previous the messages, because messages, if you had past messages, will come up as well. And I'm going like, wait a minute, I've seen this woman before, but I did not know that it was the same one. And I'll actually tell you when that particular show was, or the reach out was. And
it's okay. You don't have to do that.
I probably get.
I'm just messing with you because I want you to know she responded to me first. She didn't respond to you, so evidently,
Well, and you know what though, you're making. Let's bring something to light here. So we all get tons of emails and tons of messages. I met Zach face to face, and so this whole culture walks around like this. Like my children will sit on the couch and talk to each other via text message rather than talk to each other. There's a power in face to face.
Yes, there is.
Because I'm on the show because of face to face, not because of an email.
And actually, I was going to mention that because I actually made a mistake, and I want to hear Linda's thoughts about this because I actually made a mistake when I reached out to her, because actually the way I reached out to her was what they call in business a cold call. Because actually I had seen that she was a acquaintance or a friend. This was in 2019, and I sent her some birthday greetings, but I also said that I would like to have her involved on the podcast as part of this cold call. So it was a very much of a cold call that I made. So I'm not surprised that she didn't recognize it because it was in the month of May, which is around her birthday time and everything. So it was totally a cold call that I made.
Well, Mark, I have very little over you, so this is one that I have over you, so I'm happy. So, it does my heart good. And thank you, Linda. Continue to reach out to me first. It's all good. We have a lot of fun here, and we're hanging out today with this amazing woman. All jokes aside, you do some great things. And I'm going to give you the floor for the last 10, 15 minutes, Linda. And I'm just going to let you kind of kick it on some subject matters that you might want to interject to our audience. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you, man. Nothing but love for you, bro. Get some fresh air today, man. It's nice out. I'm going to let you kick it. We're going to give you full screen for a minute because I want you to kind of put a bow on our conversation today. And anything that you feel you want to talk about or that you feel is pertinent to know about any of your businesses, please share with our audience. Please know you guys out there, stay active on the chat line. Go back and watch the show. I know it's beautiful outside. And oh, I forgot. Some of you are dealing with a snowstorm. Is that true up north? Or do they have some people I heard New York and Jersey, they get ready to get hit again. So if you are, be careful. Know that we love you. Come on down south because we in T-shirts. Just saying. Right, Linda? We in T-shirts, right? I'm going to give you the floor, Linda, and have you speak to our audience face to face.
Hey, everybody. So a great show. What I want to say to you is doing something is better than doing nothing. Start somewhere. And I would love the opportunity, if you're not feeling confident and excited about what's going on with you with money, reach out to me because I want to get you there. And I welcome the opportunity to help anybody. We can meet via Zoom if you're far away. If we're close by, we can meet for coffee. I love face-to-face meetings, but I do realize, distance can be an issue. So I would love to help you. I would love to make a difference in your life. If you're a woman that's self-employed, these meetings cost nothing. You can go to the website that's listed below. There's a calendar there of days and times that the events are with links. So if you're interested in going to any of the meetings, all the information's right there. It would be better if you're there because, No one of us is as smart as all of us. I say that all the time. So please come. Consider yourself invited.
Wisdom. Also, when you speak of that quote that you just said, we're better together. It takes a tribe. I noticed that's been a common theme throughout, the first segment of this show and the second segment is you're constantly trying to get people to understand we got to work together. We're all from the same light. We're all from the same tribe. We're all on planet Earth. I read Carl Sagan's book, and I probably say this on every show. My audience hears me say this. If there's one book everybody should read, it's called The Pale Blue Dot by Carl Sagan. Read that book because that book gives you a perspective of Earth from space. And it lets you know just how insignificant we are in the grand scheme of things. But down here, like George Clinton would say, we're just a biological speculation sitting here vibrating, and we don't know what we're vibrating about. The animal instinct in me makes me want to defend me, makes me want to live when it's time to die. You all see my point? Think it ain't illegal yet. Linda, we got a few more minutes if you don't mind hanging out with us. I wanted to ask you when going forward, we always address one subject. And Mark, I'm going to bring you back for a minute because this is important. We got to address the elephant in the room.
Oh, what's that?
Okay, we've had several this week, but one of the main elephants in the room pending us with Russia, Ukraine. I just want your opinion, Linda. What do you think about this impending war and how it's being shoved down our throat on national TV? I hate it.
Yeah, well, so I don't know if everybody knows this or not, but 90% of all the
iron,
yeah, is in the Ukraine for the whole planet. And why that's important is that's a major ingredient for steel. So everything we're building, the cars, the skyscrapers, we need that ingredients, right? So that's why Russia wants the country, because Putin wants to control that resource. They have other resources too. I mean, it's a jewel in the crown of Europe there with resources. And it's funny because right on top of it, like a hat, is Belarus, the poorest country in the area. Putin doesn't have anything to do with there. Why don't he go raid that country? Because it's not about capturing land. He wants that resource. And I think it's going to be a very bad idea for him to come in and take away those people's liberties, stamp out their culture, take away their language, and control that resource. I don't think it's going to be a good thing. I think we should, I hate to say this, but I think we should help them maintain their solidarity. And they should be admitted to the UN. It's crazy that they've been held out like this, and Putin forbids it. Why does he get to forbid who gets to be in the UN? I don't understand that either. Somebody better explain that to me. So I'm usually against war, but people have a right to defend themselves.
Yeah. Mark, keep it short.
No, she mentioned resources, and as she was mentioning resources, I was thinking that there's an entire continent that has a lot of resources too that China and other parts of the global economy are paying attention to, but that we're ignoring a lot, and that is the entire continent of Africa, which Africa has a whole lot of resources that are usable for a lot of things, including lithium, which is very much used in our phone and a lot of other things as well. So that is something that I know that definitely certain countries that are more totalitarian are paying attention to, but we need to have that relationship. And I would also argue that we need to have that relationship between our minority business community and those business communities on the continent, in the different countries, because sometimes people get it mistaken when they think of Africa as a country when it is actually multiple countries, the same as with the Hispanic communities and countries as well. But, we sometimes try to lump them in as one group when they are oftentimes multiple groups that oftentimes don't always think alike. Think about how different Cubans are from Bolivians, or Argentinians are from Peruvians, and we can say the same thing on the African continent. I know that wasn't short, but I think I got my point across.
No. Wasn't that I wasn't sure. I'm just monitoring the time and everything because I know Linda has to go and you got work to do. I got work to do. But for you, for everybody out there watching, you know what this show is about. Fun from the front seat. We keep it real. We keep organic. And we make sure every week we have a guest that's going to drop some knowledge and some dimes on you, which Linda has been doing. The only reason, and I'm with you, Linda, as well as you, Mark. Linda, I normally would not be into like, hey, let's go gun ho. And see, we all of us here in North Carolina, we live what, an hour and a half from Fort Bragg.
Right.
My 3 doors down, my neighbor, you know, she was talking to me months ago, Kathy, and then she said, hey, you know, my daughter's on the doorstep of going. And then 2 days ago I saw her and she was all sad walking her dog. And she said, yeah, my daughter got deployed. She was pretty much distraught because her daughter's young.
Yeah.
Never has no fighting experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know she's not going to be thrown on the front lines, but
No,
she
won't.
got deployed. And that's the thing. She's now, for the first time, out of the country as a 20-year-old human being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, Linda, I knew you would know about the iron thing because you're brilliant like that. And I didn't know that until you educated me about the resources because, you know, I told you I live in my own bubble. And what we need as a country, this is why I wore my Olympic hat today, is very important. I always symbolism. Mark will tell you I'm big on symbolism for those that know me, because we have to stop our personal BS over here. And that, because we now have soldiers going to fight. If they see our morale here, and like in Vietnam, going to crap, we're not helping them. And we need to support them. Much as we hate it, we need to try to support our young men and women that are over there doing the job that they are tasked to do or they chose to do. So please, if you're out there, think one less hate, think one less evil thought today. Please pray and just try to send out positive and good vibes to everybody you meet today. And again, I want everybody today at some point, make an I care call. We've done this several times, Mark.
Yeah.
Mark, tell them what an I care call is.
That's where you calling somebody that you care about and you're just doing it not because you feel obligated to do it, but because it's very important to do it on a regular basis. It's important to check in on our people, including those that might be in the teacher field. I mean, we've done eye care calls for teachers. We've done it for folks in the medical field. We've done it for folks in that kind of realm. So it's people that definitely need to be given a vote of appreciation because you care about them. And sometimes it can even be people in your own spectrum, in your own families and your own things along those lines. So that's my idea of what an I care call is. And speaking along those same lines and of I care, and you mentioned the Olympics, you know, I care about those Olympic athletes and definitely they are winding down and all, but we've had some momentous occasions in the Olympics. We've actually had, as far as I know, the first African-American woman speed skater to win an Olympic sport. So we're seeing people winning sports that are not normally associated with the minority community. I believe there was also a minority that was involved in the monobob, and I think that they medaled, even though they did not get a gold and all of that. But definitely we're seeing folks that are reaching out and getting into sports that were not considered traditional sports of whatever the ethnicity is. Like, you know, a lot of times people think of Hispanics being more into baseball, definitely African Americans into football and basketball. But I'm just glad to see that some of our youth are doing things outside of what we would consider the norm for whatever their ethnicity or crowd is and all of that. So I'm just really proud of folks doing that. It kind of like come back to the question that I was asking Linda earlier, which is I'm just glad to see these youth doing amazing things, whether it's Black Lives Matter or whether it's Gretchen doing climate change and all of these folks that are, you know, yes, we have the issue of bullying, but there's some amazing youth that are 20 and under that are doing great things in the community. And that's why I think that this could be one of the best generations of all in terms of that young generation that's out there.
Agreed. You know, we got about 5 minutes left, and we, you know, this is the first of many. And Linda, I'm going to ask you right now on air, put you on the spot. You gonna come back and visit us again?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, and see, nothing major. See, nothing major. I just
to
want to
watch you dance at that intro with your
Hey, that's for all of us. That's for all of us. You know how we roll.
Your fingers.
We come in hard. This is Funk from the Front Seat. We come in, we coming hard, and we've been blessed. We've been blessed, really. Truth be told, I mean, you always see me smiling, and people in the audience guess I'm legitimately ecstatic when I do this because I get a chance to help people. You know what I mean? And that's what it's really all about. Mark is the gentleman that turned me on to doing something like this and prompted me and helped me and guided me and taught me. So, that's why we joke around, but Mark is a driving force behind a lot of this that you see. And my audience already knows that because I'm always thanking Mark. And again, you're amazing. Like, how do we not spread your gospel? You know what I mean? Look what you started and look what you're doing. And because of you, you're helping other women. Again, Linda Tello, please support her. All you guys and girls out there watching, call her up, talk to her, hit her up on one of the social media outlets. She's got you. Trust me when I tell you. I know she got you. She got you. Mr. Mark, we get ready to get out of here. We're going to give Linda the full screen. Give her the last word.
No
Peace,
problem.
love, and harmony, funk from the front. Linda, last word for you, my dear. You go ahead and take it away, and then we out.
Okay, be the positivity you want to see in the world. The world will be a better place for it. And I'm not good at this.
That's it? That's the last word? Hold on. Okay. We're going to break this down again.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me reverse. Go reverse. Okay. Last word. Be the positivity that you want to be and that you want to project and feel, right?
You want to see in the world.
That you want to see in the world. You are the positivity that we want to see in the world. And we want to thank you. Please join us again. And please, anyone out there that may feel some type of way today about hurting themselves, call somebody. That's why we bring up the I Care call. I'm very big on teen suicide, abuses of women. If you have any issues that's going on that's negative in your life, you can reach out to Linda, me, Mark. You can reach out to any one of us at any time, and
Absolutely.
someone will get back to you. Even people on the thread, Dr. Brookenstein, and all the people that go back and watch these shows. There are plenty of platforms out there for people to reach out to. And please don't ever think about leaving this planet before you're supposed to, because tomorrow could be that breakthrough. So don't give up on tomorrow. I know for a fact dreams do come true. I'm living my dream right now. This is one of them. Mark, thank you so much. Linda, thank you so much. We get ready to get out of here, and we're going to take him out with some Funkadelic. Let's see what we got popping for us. Knee deep. So we want everybody out there who's watching, don't forget what you learned here today about the money. Are you out there, New York? Are you out there, DC? Chopper City, where you at? Long Island, Strong Island, Staten Island, Brooklyn, Queens. Where you at? Clap your hands. Come on. There you go, Linda. You got it. This is how we go out all the time. All the time. Come on, Brooks. I see you in Philadelphia. I got you. I see you down in Texas. I got you, Georgia. Q&A Entertainment, Afterglow 92416. I got you, Donna P. Funk Plainfield, New Jersey. I got you, Linda Scheider up there in D.C. Dr. G, how you doing? P-Funk Radio, I got you. Minneapolis, you Prince fans, I got you. What's up there? Canada, you getting down? All right, y'all got some gold on us, but we gonna catch up, don't worry. Kentucky, Georgia, North and South, Kakalaki. Virginia, I love you, Nikel. Florida, what's up, Al? Thank you, Leroy. Thank you, Karen. I love y'all, Al. Texas. I got you down there in Texas. We knee deep. Our guest today, Linda Tello, was in the house. She back there grooving on that phone. Yeah, I know a few things y'all don't know. She's funky, y'all. You don't know. Yes, she is. Thanks, Chrissy Key Rollins, for hooking us up. Appreciate you, Chrissy. Shout out 1099, ladies, we got you. We're going to bring you all on one day. All 600 of you. California, Nevada, Purple Love, Joanne, I got you and your family. Sorry for your loss. Dubai, India, Hawaii, Africa, Egypt, Russia, and please be safe. No war. Are y'all knee deep in the funk from the front seat every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? What's that? What? Oh, India, you out there? I feel you. Dubai, you in there? Iceland, Poland, Germany, Australia. I know some of y'all are over there. Italy, I got you, boy. Thank you. Appreciate you. Something about the funk, y'all. Something about the music. Nothing but a party, y'all. Funk from the front seat. I see y'all next week. We out. Boom. Dope. I love y'all out there, man. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Y'all stay safe. Be careful in the snow. If you lost a loved one, we send thoughts and prayers. And everybody around the world, let's make it funky. Let's keep it real. Let's get out of here, Marky. Pay.